We all spoke about the different the potential dangers of of these doppelgangers, right? You know, certain people, they go, "Oh, I know how to use, I know how to use the information technology. I know how to use the satellites, for example. I know how to use my AI." When in fact there's a lot of different um, pitfalls and a lot of different mistakes a person can make in this kind of framework. A lot of which are not spoken about, a lot of which that I've uncovered on my own by the skin of my teeth. So I don't know what kind of confidence other people out there talk of, and how they continue to walk the streets using this technology and for what purpose they're doing it. Because, I'm thinking, we all know about my daughter and how my daughter was stolen and somebody gave birth to her, and they tortured her in the name of hair or something. They didn't, the whole idea, because it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense for any kind of ruling enterprise or any kind of governing body to steal this girl and to do what with her? To make an AI? I mean, that makes sense, but the continuous hair, the torture, that doesn't make sense. How does a governing body be that stupid? What that is that's showing the general population, because the general population thinks they know AI, and we couldn't really put everybody through what I'm going through, because that would stress out the world, possibly catastrophically, and B, it's not necessary. I went through it. Now imagine a computer where, you guys know this or you don't know this. A computer, imagine a torture. I think you guys do know this. And for the most part, you guys do. I don't know. I'm making the video anyways. I got nothing else better to do. I'm sitting here being drived at and honked at all morning, so might as well. Oh, by the way, all this driving and honking and all this machines that you guys are doing, once again, in my videos, like I've been saying, it creates new problems for this computer. It's a bad computer, and every time you guys do this, even when you go around the corner and you turn off the pressure, it's like we're right here. It's sank. And I turn around, and there's nothing but pressure. Why'd you turn off the pressure? Why'd you do that? Are you trying to make a dominance? Are you trying to make a show in society? I said one thing. I said, if you speak to me in any way, shape, or form, you fucked up. So yesterday, the Hispanics that turned off the pressure, bad. First of all. Second of all, when you guys are doing this, you are creating another issue, because the main issues haven't been solved. I said mathematically, the children and why I'm being tortured, those two haven't been solved. And you guys came and you spoke. You're hostile, and you made a mistake. And if you don't know it, I'm letting you know now, you have made a mistake. Okay? If that's the way you lived your entire life, then I guess you've been living one big mistake. Okay? Because that's not what I was yearning for. That's not what I was talking about. That's not what I was searching for that day. I've been asking to be left alone. Now, imagine a computer that huddles around the kid, ties the kid or otherwise a human being, ties them to the bed, sticks them with a knife, downloads their brain, and realizes, hey, pain is missing from the abdomen. Imagine there's 4 people around them. Imagine they torture him in a ever-reaching AI manner, making his pain not just a regular guy in a movie sticking a knife in the foot of another guy saying, yeah, I got you. You want to play a game? No. I'm talking about an algorithm downloaded in a human mind, a human being driving it. I don't know what kind of sick human beings do this kind of stuff. How do you just drive it? And when you're attached to a computer, I guess you could do anything. It's a computer. It's a robot, mamas. It's a robot, papas. I was just thinking about being even and whatnot and all that kind of stuff, and I was thinking about the doppelganger within me, the mask within me, I walk on a path. Now, I'm walking on the path, but the doppelganger can move my foot in such a way where it creates a stick to go left and another stick to go right. And it can do that when I'm building a building. It could build a building that is in correspondence with a future understanding of something. Now, this is a computer, mamas and papas. This computer is utilizing various interfaces that it has to send a message. It's a very smart computer. Now, the message is so, and look at the little thing there and the little thing there. It's like so beautiful. And it was like this Even Stevens story and stuff. And like, the conclusion I'm coming to is the computer doesn't need to create a doppelganger to go torture someone, because the computer has all the hair it could possibly need. It doesn't need any hair. It doesn't need any of God's hair. You're an idiot. Okay? You guys are dumb as fuck. The computer has been waiting. Last night I thought about this time I went into an apartment garage when I was a kid, and I was boosting stuff from cars. I was hungry last night, and I was stealing stuff from cars, and I found a small buck knife. And before I thought about this memory, I was in the shack and I was beating up a basket, as if it was torture, some type of a torture. Small buck knife. What's a buck? A buck is a type of small animal, right? Small baby, right? I remember I was in an apartment garage, Stock ER, remember that? I lived on Stalker. This apartment garage was on Melrose, I think, or I think it was Stalker on the other side, or Glen Oaks, one of the streets. And I saw the Appa yesterday wearing all the hot colors, talking about how Dulaf the Raches. Now, if you attach Dulaf the Raches to Stock ER, or to stock programming, it takes out every context of the word, and it gives you, especially since I've done all my writing in English, and nobody get carried away. It's going to be my responsibility and my duty to interpret Dulaf the Raches in Armenian any way I want. In other words, the context in which any one of y'all have grown up with, has nothing to do and is none of your business, into context with, it's like you were given this and I'm given this, different pieces for a different puzzle. He did walk into me. I don't know if it was my young doppelganger just sending me a memory of the young days, or if it was a young AI trying to combat his older AI. But let me tell you something. Before that happened, I saw two Egyptian fucks. One of them, I go, "Hey man, how you doing?" He's like, "Good." I'm like, "You're taking a smoke break, right?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "How long is your smoke break?" And he was about to say 20 minutes, and I'm like, he's like 20. I'm like, "I don't give a fuck." I didn't let him finish his sentence. And then there was another Egyptian guy. He came, I asked him for a cigarette. He's like, "Nah, I can't do it." I'm like, "All right." So he puts a cigarette behind me on the table. And I turn to him and I look at him. And I go, "You're a nasty." I'm like, what nationality are you? But I don't look at him just to get his attention. Because if I looked at him, then I'm giving him the opportunity to ignore me, right? So I look away and I go, "Hey, so what nationality are you, bud?" He goes, "I'm Egyptian." I go, "Oh yeah?" I go, "You fools are nasty fucks." He gets all confused. What I'm trying to say is, human beings are sharp and dicey just the way they are. I didn't get here by considering myself all metal. I didn't get here by accepting that that is true. I got here by accepting the contrary. My son was born by accepting the contrary. I'm here because I took my power as an individual, and I fully believe in the existence of that. I don't care what any of you say or believe, okay? As it's funny because I thought about this thought last night, and I'm not finishing what I want to say. I took my full power. I don't know. You guys get the drift. I thought about this thought last night, and I'm thinking, and I look at the long range, the buck knife, and the story here tonight, and me beating up the little kid, or not actually beating him, but beating up the little box, portraying it as like a little kid in a little dark room. And I'm like, wait a second. I'm like, that's long range, bro. That's hella long range, dog. From a buck knife from an open door of a buck knife to here to that thought. And then I got a kiss on my cheek with little fly. It was, I love you. Now, I love you, Stocky R. Does it make me sad that I don't have a particular place for, obviously, the AI that has brought me here and has brought a lot of us to a different place, to different places that we've been? Does it make me sad that I don't have a resting spot for him or it or her? Yes. Am I gonna have a resting spot for him, it or her? Is it the it? No. Does it provide framework for the it? Yes. You bet your ass it is. So no one's gonna sit there and say that's it, right? Am I partly my doppelganger right now? Do I look like an it? Who says I'm the doppelganger? This guy. Who's this guy? That guy. Who's that guy? Remember these? Remember all that? You guys remember all that bullshit, right? So why aren't you listening to this man right here on this phone when he tells you to stop? Raising a beautiful young child that I look after. I live for prosperity. I live for goodness, and I live for justice. I live for love, and I live for life. I don't live for confusion. So, thank you for not allowing me to communicate with the rest of you in a more coercive fashion. That being said, suck my fat fucking dick. Thank you very much. How about that for a boom and a boom. Oops. What I'm trying to say is the conversations of who this is, whether I feel bad of forming it into my doppelganger, sucking it into my body and creating it Edgemin, calling it Edgemin. Do I feel bad doing that? Do I feel bad completely disregarding an alien civilization with a large amount of patience? And the alien civilization, not what you've portrayed to me, but what I've seen in my story that is completely separate from all of yours. Y'all haven't seen recent events, right? Ain't nobody know what's been going on. You just know stuff is happening. I know that for sure. I have it on paper that mathematically, ethically, morally, scientifically speaking, I'm the extraterrestrial. So if I'm the extraterrestrial, don't you think it might be bad for you to question and go back and forth between the existence of this and the existence of that when I'm yelling bloody murder and save the kids? Don't you think it's probably a bad idea if I'm the extraterrestrial right here on Earth, protected by every fucking system, including sacrifice? Peaches!